Okay, so today I've got Western Digital 1 terabyte blue hard drive. The reason this is on my bench right now, my sister had called me up and said she turned on her laptop one day and it said, uh, boot device not found. Please install operating system on your hard drive. So when I pulled this out and plugged it into the computer, it's not totally dead. I did hear that Windows detected it, but nothing comes up showing the hard drive. Sometimes it does after about 10-15 minutes, but it'll lock up my computer if I try clicking on anything. I was going to send it in for an RMA. This is one that I bought brand new about a year and a half ago when I was working on her laptop to upgrade it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the receipt, and she doesn't have the receipt either. So I was going to pop it open, but then I was checking out, and some people were talking about actually doing a power cycle to bring SSDs back to life, and basically taking and putting just the power in with no data connection, so just the power connection plugged into the computer, turn on the computer, put it into BIOS, and let it sit for half an hour to an hour. So that's what I'm going to try right now. Basically, I'll show you what's happening right now with this when I plug it in. I'm just going to switch cameras for a second. Okay, and I'll also bring up my desktop. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we've got that going. I'm going to plug it in. I'll show you what's going on. You'll be able to hear once I plug it in that Windows actually knows something's being plugged in. But as you can see, nothing's coming up. Sometimes it'll come up after about 10-15 minutes, and when I go to click on anything, it'll actually lock up my computer. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab one of my old PCs. I'm going to hook this up into one of the old PCs and bring it into BIOS and see what happens after I leave this sitting for an hour. All right, now that I've got another PC hooked up, what I'm going to do, like I was saying, I'm going to be putting just the power in, nothing other than the power. And supposedly what this power cycling should do is, with no data, um, nothing's going to be trying to read the disk at the time. So this supposedly puts it into self-repair mode, and it'll check out everything on the disk and see if there is any problems. So we're going to find out what happens. Turn the power on to the power supply. Let me move my camera, get it up here so you can see what's going on. Okay, yep, I guess you can see that. Now, going to power on and go into BIOS. This might take a while. This is an old computer. It's my old Core i7 980, so it does take a little bit to fire up. Okay, there we go. So we're into BIOS, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this sit powered on for about an hour. It says half an hour to an hour. I'm going to let it sit for an hour, shut down the computer, take it out, try hooking it up to the other computer, see if it'll read. Sometimes they say it could take 2 or 3 cycles at half an hour to an hour each. And if it's not working after that, then there's definitely a problem that can't be fixed by doing the power cycling. So we'll let this sit for an hour and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so it's been over an hour that the SSD has been plugged in with power only, no data going to it. Let me switch over to uh, desktop here, and we're going to try out and see if this worked. If not, I'll try another power cycle, see if that helps. I'm really hoping this does work. It's a good sign that it actually showed up there for a second, but nope. It's looking like we're having the exact same problem. It's not showing up whatsoever. If I go down here, see what's in here. No, it's still locked up. So what I'm going to try and do, I'll try and do another power cycle on it. Hopefully that works. I've got a bad feeling that just doing the power cycles are not going to work on this. I don't know exactly why it stopped working. She said it hadn't been turned on in a while, so I'm guessing it wasn't from power surge or a power failure. And I'll try again, see what happens, but it's not looking too good right now. I'll be back. I was just about to unplug it, and then I noticed that it is showing up here for a second. Obviously, it's still having a problem reading, but it showed up in here. It's not showing up in disk management, so it's definitely still a problem with it. This is a problem that it was having earlier. It'd show up every so often, and once I click on this, it'd usually lock up or crash the computer. So I'm not going to be trying that right now because I am still recording. So let this sit again for a little bit, see what happens, and I'll try another power cycle, and hopefully that'll do something. Okay, I feel pretty dumb right now. I'm sure you guys noticed what I missed when I plugged this in after the first power cycle of doing this. I thought that it didn't show up in disk management, but it actually did. So let's try this again, see what happens. Yep, there it is. So now it's showing up here, but unfortunately still not showing up in my devices and drives. And before I do anything like formatting it and that, first thing I want to do, let's see if it shows up in disk part. So go to command prompt. Oops, hang on, gotta open up command prompt as an administrator. So run as administrator. Yes. Let's move this so you can see it. Now open up this part, see what happens. And yeah, see, it's locking everything up. It's not even going to the disk part command, even though now it is showing in here, which is more than it's done before. This is the first time I've been able to actually show up in disk management. It's not showing up in my drives, and it's locking up when I go to disk part. I'm sure it'll also lock up when I go to, yeah, if I go to safely eject it, nothing will come up, it's locked. So before I do any formatting or anything, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the disk back into my sister's laptop and see if it comes up with the exact same errors. And if so, unfortunately, I wasn't able to revive it doing the power cycling to actually have the disk try and fix itself. So we'll go from there, see what happens. All right, so I'm going to try and put the SSD into the laptop. I'm still pretty sure it's not going to work just because of the way it was acting on the computer. So here's my sister's old laptop. Let's flip this over. Uh, I love how easy old laptops used to be to work on. Pop out the battery. Using one screw. Slide back. And got Wi-Fi, memory, hard drive, all accessible. Simple, easy. I wish they still did them like that. Let's actually zoom in a little bit here, make it easier to see. There we go, that's a little bit better. So, let's see. Pop this in, yep. So, just give her a quick pop. Alright, there we go. And, oops, put that back in there. Make sure this cable's not going to get pinched. Put it routed proper. We'll grab this, put that back on. Oop, there we go. Give this a quick tighten. And pop the battery back in. Quick, simple, easy. I wish they were all still like this. Alright, so switch over cameras so you can see what's going on with the screen. Before I do that, let's plug her in. Okay, power's plugged in. Its battery's charged and everything, but I'd rather have it plugged in while I'm doing this. So pop over to that view. Okay, there we go. So let's try pressing power on and see if it does anything differently. Well, it hasn't come up that it hasn't been able to read the battery yet. Sorry, that it hasn't been able to read the SSD yet. This is odd. Usually it'll come up and say that there's a CMOS has been reset. It's doing nothing right now. So this is totally different than how it's been acting. Because before, whenever I put the hard drive in, it had just come up saying that it couldn't detect it to add an operating system. So let's try powering it down for a sec. Let's try waiting for a minute. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's odd. I can hear the fans powered up. Let's try holding down the power button and see what happens. Okay, so it's powered off. Power it back up. Oh, okay, so I was able to actually get into the BIOS by doing that. Let's take a quick look. Let's get rid of this for a second. Where are we? All right. So we'll exit that. Come over here. Boot options. Let's see if it actually shows anything. Go into boot manager. Yep, it's looking like it's still not showing. That's odd though that it didn't come up saying that it couldn't detect the hard drive. Let's come back out of here. Nope, don't want to exit yet. Okay, so let's just try exiting now that we've gotten into BIOS. So exit, discard changes because we didn't change anything. See if it does anything at all. Nope, still just a black screen. Screen is turned on as you can see, but it's not doing anything whatsoever. So unfortunately that didn't work. I was really hoping that it would. Wasn't thinking that it would just because of the way it was acting on the computer. I was hopeful though. So unfortunately, I'll try pulling it out and putting it back in, and we'll see what happens. I'll be right back. Okay, so all I did was disconnect the hard drive, reseat the RAM, try again, see what happens, and still nothing. I do know that this laptop is working with another hard drive. I still have her old spinning hard disk, the old the old hard drive that came out of here when I upgraded it. I put it in the other day and it fired up no problems off of that. So I know that it's not an actual problem with the laptop itself. So unless I can find the receipt for this hard drive to RMA it, I'll probably just pop it open, see if I can see anything going on in there. But I've got a bad feeling that it's probably the NAND on this drive. So it was fun trying to check this out. First time I had heard about doing a power cycle, trying to revive a hard drive, an SSD drive. Um, so I'm gonna try again. Maybe I'll get lucky for the fourth time trying it, which I definitely doubt. So hopefully this helped anybody. Thanks a lot for watching. See you guys later. Bye. Okay, so quick update. I left it turned on, walked away for about half an hour, and it comes up exactly as like it did before. Let's see if it does anything different when I go into system diagnostics. And we'll go down to uh, hard drive check. Let's see what it does. Quick check. Just do that first. See what happens. I wonder if if I turn off my light, if you can see better. Not really. Oh, says that smart check isn't installed. So I'm guessing that won't even work whatsoever. Well, that really sucks. Okay, well, guess I'm going to be opening up this SSD and finding out what's wrong with it. Thanks again. See ya.